What will happen after December 3rd, 2023, when Venezuela holds its referendum? That's the question on the minds of Guyanese who fear that a resounding yes from Venezuelans in the December 3rd vote to the 5 questions asked of them by the government could have injurious consequences for Guyana. Venezuela's December 3rd referendum essentially seeks to authorize the government of the Bolivarian Republic to embark on the annexation of Guyana's resource-rich Essequibo region and to create a state within Venezuela known as Guyana Essequibo. Venezuela has already said, through its Vice President Delcy Rodriguez, that moves to the International Court of Justice where the matter has been referred for review by Guyana to stop the referendum in its current form will not deter the December 3 vote. The question was asked by Ethan Blair, a student of the Bishop's High School.
What will happen after December 3rd when Venezuela holds its referendum? What does this mean for Guyana and the citizens? Because there's a level of fear that surrounds that day and thereafter.
Posed to 3 distinguished panelists, Attorney General Adel Dandlal, Guyanese academic Dr. Mark Curtin, and former Minister of Foreign Affairs Carl Greenidge, the answers varied. Here are their responses.
The simple answer to that question, if there is one, is this: we don't know. We know what we will do. Guyana has to conform to international law. We have responsibilities. We have to protect our interests. And that is what we will do. It is likely, from what Venezuela said, that they will continue with the referendum. The key thing here isn't whether they continue with it or not. The key thing is that at the level of the UN and of the court, that it is made clear to them that they are not empowered to act on whatever comes out of the referendum. They are not empowered to act. They cannot change Essequibo status, they cannot change Guyana's status, and they can do nothing as regards our occupancy of this territory.
Let us, for a moment, interpret the tone and tenor of the distinguished Vice President of Venezuela to the court to mean that they will not obey the court's process. I mean, we are all big and intelligent people here, and these are questions that, if we are going to have a real discussion, we have to discuss all these things. So they decided they will not obey the court order. Well, by doing that, they are striking at the heart of not only international law, but international norm and the international legal order. Because they are violating the World Court order. And a court that doesn't stand alone, but stand as the judicial enforcement agency of the largest global organization on planet Earth, the United Nations. The United Nations, there is no court that will not have the ability and the capacity to enforce its own order.
We have to continue to remember that diplomacy has to continue to be our first line of defense. And therefore, we'll have to ensure we have enhanced, robust relationships with countries like Brazil, and we have to influence a greater alliance of countries, not only in the hemisphere, but I think in the African Union. We remember that we have to go to the BRICS, Brazil, Russia. We have to go to all those who have been, in a sense, on the fence.
The Venezuela referendum on December 3 asked the Venezuelan people to agree or reject the 1899 arbitral award. They are also being asked to say whether they support the Geneva Agreement as the only means to settle the controversy. The referendum also includes a question for the Venezuelan people to say whether they agree with the Venezuela government for not recognizing jurisdiction or the legal right of the World Court. The most contentious of the questions is the one asking the Venezuelan people to agree with using Guyana's territory it claims for the creation of a new state called the Guyana Essequibo and grant Venezuelan citizenship and ID cards and incorporate the territory on the map of Venezuela. Venezuela's referendum has been widely dismissed as having no validity, bearing, or standing in international law. For the newsroom, Kurt Campbell.